students, our today's topic is atomic radius, or you can say atomic size. So atomic radius, you can see here that this is the nucleus and these are the shells. So distance from the nucleus to the outermost shell, that is known as atomic radius, or you can say that is the size of the atom. Now, because we have to study the variation of this particular property, like atomic radius, down the group. So as we move down the group, size goes on increasing. You can see the example, like we have lithium, we have sodium, we have potassium. So these three elements, they belong to group number 1, and lithium has atomic number 3, sodium has 11 and potassium has 19. So we will write their electronic configuration, and their electronic configuration for lithium it is 21, for sodium it is 281, and for potassium it is 2881. So as you can see, the number of shells goes on increasing as we are moving down the group. As number of shells goes on increasing, so we can say size increases as we move down the group. Now another property is variation along the period. Variation of atomic radius. So these are the elements of period number 2: lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and neon. So as we move from lithium to fluorine, size gradually decreases, and when you move from fluorine to neon, size increases. So first I want to discuss why size decreases when we move from lithium to fluorine, because you can see there is no increase in number of shells. There are 2 shells as we move along the period. Number of electrons goes on increasing in the shells, but the power of the nucleus, or you can say the effective nuclear charge, goes on increasing as we move along the period. Because effective nuclear charge increases, so that's why size decreases, because nucleus is now more strong. It can attract the shell toward its more strongly, so that's why size decreases. But as we move from fluorine to neon, size gradually increases because neon is a noble gas. So as we move from group number 17 to group 18, so there is a increase in atomic size. So we can say when we move from group number 1 to group number 17, then size gradually decreases, but when we move from group 17 to group 18, then size increases. Now another property we have, that is the ionization enthalpy. Now what is this? Enthalpy word is always used for energy. Ionization enthalpy means you have to take out an electron from the atom. An atom should be in the gaseous state. For example, here we have sodium, and sodium should be in gaseous state. So we will use some energy to remove the electron. So that energy is known as ionization enthalpy, right? Because energy is required. You have to put some energy to take out the electron, so that's why it is positive. Now another example, we have aluminium, because aluminium has capacity to lose 3 electrons. So first, aluminium in its gaseous state will lose its first electron, and in that case some energy is required, so that is IE1, right? Then you can remove the second electron from this ion. That energy is known as ionization enthalpy 2. And then aluminium ion will lose its third electron. That energy is known as ionization enthalpy 3, right? And these have the different values. So these enthalpies are known as successive ionization enthalpy. Now there are some factors which affect the ionization enthalpy. Suppose we have first size of atom. Now we have a small atom. You can see this is a small atom, and we have to remove the electron from this atom. So it becomes very difficult to remove this electron because nucleus is attracting this electron, right? So we need high amount of energy. So if size of atom is small, IE is high. On the other hand, now we have a larger atom, and we have to remove electron from here. So this electron is far away from the nucleus. So as the electron is far away from the nucleus, then it will become more easy to remove the electron. So as the size of the atom increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Another factor is symmetrical electronic configuration. So here I want to discuss that half-filled and fully filled electronic configurations are extra stable. You can see in case of nitrogen and oxygen. Nitrogen has electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2p3, whereas oxygen has 1s2, 2s2 and 2p4. So because this is a half filled electronic configuration, so this atom doesn't want to lose electron because it is a stable electronic configuration. On the other hand, oxygen after losing one electron will become stable in nature, so that's why oxygen wants to lose electron. So in case of symmetrical electronic configuration, means half filled and fully filled electronic configurations, in case of half filled and fully filled electronic configuration, they do not want to lose electron, and in that case the ionization enthalpy is high. Our another property is electron gain enthalpy. Now electron gain enthalpy is, there are some of the atoms which will gain electron, right? So when they will gain electron, some enthalpy changes take place. Now again, this enthalpy is always negative, not always negative, but most of the time it is negative. Now we have to add an electron. So who will accept the electron? Because nucleus will attract this electron, so small elements will accept the electron more easily. Smaller the size of the atom, more readily electron get accepted. Now R, because smallest element in our smallest size, the group which is going to carry the small size, that is group number 17. You can say halogens. So we can say halogens have the highest negative electron gain enthalpy. So if because the size of the halogens is less, so that's why they have highest negative electron gain enthalpy. And in halogens, fluorine is the smallest element. So the enthalpy of the electron gain enthalpy of fluorine should be highly negative, but it is not so. So why we have a exception over here, that is the electron gain enthalpy of fluorine is less negative than chlorine. Now you can see in case of fluorine we have atomic number 9 and we have electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2 and 2p5. Sorry, 2p5, yes, right. So in this case, so in this case we have, there are 2 electrons in the K shell and we have 7 electrons in the L shell. Now in case of chlorine we have 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p5, right, because it has atomic number 17. Now in this case we have 3 shells. Now here the incoming electron will come and it will experience more electron-electron repulsion, because these electrons will repel the incoming electron. So in this case the electron gain enthalpy is less negative, whereas in case of chlorine, because size is big enough, right, so the addition of electron become more easy. So that's why the electron gain enthalpy for chlorine is more negative, right. So that is the exception. Another one, electron gain enthalpy of noble gases are always positive, because noble gases do not want to gain electron. So that's why in order to add electron you have to put some energy, whereas in case of beryllium, nitrogen and phosphorus, they almost have zero electron gain enthalpy. Why it is so? Because you can write their electronic configuration. After writing the electronic configuration you come to the conclusion that they have fully filled or half filled subshells, like in case of beryllium 1s2 and 2s2. So as subshell is fully filled, so that's why it has zero electron gain enthalpy. Another term we have electronegativity. Now what is electronegativity? Suppose you have a compound HCl, because HCl is formed by the sharing of electron. One electron is shared by chlorine and another one from hydrogen. So this electron should be in the center like this, but being chlorine more electronegative, so chlorine will attract this shared pair electron toward it, right. So it depends upon electronegativity. It is a tendency of an atom to attract the shared pair of electron from the covalent bond, that is known as electronegativity. As we move along the period, that means from group number 1 to group number 17, the electronegativity increases. So we can say group number 17 is the group most electronegative group. And because electronegativity depends upon size, smaller the size, more electron attracting tendency of that element. So fluorine is the most electronegative element in our periodic table.